Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Down here, this is what we call our bottom paddock, or our south bottom. This is where we planted a living cover crop into, and then we planted into our living cover crop. And into our living cover crop, we planted a plethora of stuff. So we actually did corn into our cover crop that included corn, interesting enough. So our cover crop was peas, corn, sunflowers, I think crimson clover, I forget what else, Sudan grass, some type of milo. And so this was our warm season cover crop. And then into that, we did, let's see, we got acorn squash. We have blue Hopi dent corn. We did, I think, 6 lines of watermelon. They're about 100-foot rows with sugar baby watermelon. They're doing absolutely fantastic. We have no insect pressure, even though we have tremendous amounts of beneficial insects. And there are already squash bugs on our acorn squashes. But we hold back seed every year for really healthy plants, and we also plant a lot of things in here to support beneficial predaceous insects. We leave perennial pasture on all sides of our fields, and so what we have been able to determine is that really helps to maintain more in the way of beneficial insects throughout the course of the season. If we wipe out our habitat, we destroy everything each season, including things on field edges and including stalks and stems within your field. You end up with a lot of problems with basically denuding a habitat and preventing areas for things to overwinter. So beneficial predaceous insects, they need places to live too. So we've spoken about this patch down here before. This is always what we call our chaos patch or our chaotic patch. We've done Milpa mix before, which is 27 species. Check out that video. It's Milpa, M-I-L-P-A. And so this is always kind of our mad science lab, you know, mad scientist type of laboratory down here. We love it. And so I wish I could get you guys to be able to see what I'm seeing. It's pretty cool, but just to see how incredibly wild and densely planted this is. And so and a lot of our ideas about this came from kind of the Three Sisters planting idea. So corns, beans, and squash. But we include in here everything from watermelons to multiple types of beans to then again cover crop mixes. Oh, and obviously we love squash. So we have crazy amounts of squash in here. This has had very, very, very little applied irrigation, and we've had a really dry year. So we are really firm advocates or proponents of planting into living cover crops. So planting into a living cover crop can include things like competition, root and shoot competition. So there is some more active management in this type of a system than what you would have in something that you've just denuded everything, right? You've wiped everything out but your choice crop. So there's a little bit more work, but it provides a lot more benefits. So there are a lot of synergistic effects that you can get, both direct and indirect. So some things that feed or sequester certain nutrients for other plants to be able to utilize. However, though, there's also a lot of indirect benefits, and those indirect benefits usually come through what you would call root exudates. So the plant roots actually secreting compounds that are needed by beneficial nematodes, bacteria, fungi, and things like that. And so the more diverse that we can build our soil ecosystem, the more things that live in that soil that then go out and mine for micronutrients and exchange them to your plant's roots in return for sugars. So the more plants that we have, the more different associations that we can build. So we can have millions, I mean millions. Some of the most incredibly diverse habitats on the planet are soil, healthy soil. So the more plant variety or more plant species that you have, the higher diversity you have, the higher the diversity in your soil, which means healthier soils feed your plants better. Now, again, certain things do compete or outcompete other things within a given range of environmental pressures, right? And so, say you wouldn't want to plant, say, tomatoes and corn right next to each other, right? They're both really heavy feeders. So select your cover crops wisely. There's some really handy tools to be able to do that on the internet. Or if you have any questions, you're feel free to email us or check us out at storehouse51.org, and you can learn a little bit more about some of the madness that we do, and we will post updates. We get a wild amount of food off this bottom paddock. It's just unreal. And we don't have to water it much. It's dry here. So thanks for checking out our videos.